It means spending time with people that I love. I used to think that self-love for me, because it's different for everyone, was, going away, getting myself pampered, but that doesn't give me as much energy as spending time with my family. So if I can get time out of my crazy, sometimes, I mean, everyone nowadays is crazy, crazy stuff, and just, spend time with my kids, do nothing, that energizes me, and that's self-love, and I feel loved by them, so I feel validated as a woman, as a mother, as a friend. And I feel like when I see older women, I notice they have a lot of friends around them, and they're not out bothering their children where they are, because they have like that ecosystem that allows them to thrive. Yeah. So when I was younger, I realized that New Year's resolutions didn't work for me. And what really worked for me was every beginning of the year, I decide what habit I want to create. So when I realized that this was important, so the habit I started creating was, how do I carve out time for my family, actually, and also my extended family. So every morning we spend fighting, clothes, whatever it is, we spend together, and that for me is how I carve out time. So I put little bits and pieces, and then every 2 months or so we'll spend time with extended family. So whatever that is, whatever that looks like, sometimes it's just as easy as going over to someone's house, sometimes it's forcing issues, who knows, going to visit mom. So I think, yeah, that's how I make time, just trying to create habits that foster that. Yeah. Um, I'll tell you what it is, because it's what everyone has told me, and they say my smile is infectious. So when things are going tense, you'll see me smiling. It's not because, like sometimes because I know it, then I'll do it, but I also do it effortlessly. So I think that kind of, I use that a lot to diffuse tension, to introduce me to someone to have conversations with, like right now. So I think that's it. Yeah. That I love that I can be consistent, and I love that some of the words used to describe me are reliable, consistent, dependable, because it's a value of mine. In fact, one of my 5 strong values is dependability. And it has helped me tackle difficult assignments. For example, I also love to work out. And I think that's also self-love, to give yourself something difficult to do because you grow. So the consistency of showing up every day to that kind of work, I think, is what makes a difference. So I think for me, that has been a big strength in the endeavors that I try to do, my business that I try to run. Maybe not so consistent with my friends, gosh. Yeah. Um, there are 3 things. One is a run. So if I wake up with, anxious thoughts in your head, and I think we do this all the time, and you're just feeling like you're getting overwhelmed by all the things you need to do. There's no money, you haven't finished work, your kids want this. The first thing I'll do when I feel myself getting overwhelmed is I will take a run. It might even be like 3 minutes run. It might be, sometimes it ends up being an hour. It helps me just release whatever it is. And once you release, there's something I read says your thoughts are self-liberating. So you just think them until they disappear, and it's replaced with that energy that comes from running. So definitely running is my first one. My second one is my morning routine, which involves just sitting in some space and just, thinking through what you're going to do through the day, as mundane as that sounds. And the third one is breakfast with the family. I love the fights. It's not like, we're that little nice family break. What is this? What? By the time you're done, you're like, I got through another one. But those 3 things. So I must do my morning routines. Yeah. I realize it's coming from somewhere. I teach people on emotional intelligence. So I am always very cognizant that emotions drive a lot of our thoughts. So depending on what emotion you're experiencing, it's going to drive a certain narrative in your head, and you're going to find yourself anchoring on the negative parts of maybe something that has happened based on your emotional climate. So it allows me now, before it used to be, of course, another whole thing, but now it allows me to introspect and think, okay, there's something else that's bugging me. So maybe something happened that's put me in this state. And there's one thing we like saying: if you can't solve it, pack it and tackle the next thing. So look for something meaningful. It could be as short as finishing one task. And that in itself puts you back where you should be. And then now start thinking about it. What's bothering you? It could be someone said something and you wanted to say something back, but you didn't get the opportunity. So it's still lingering in your mind that, yeah, I should have, corrected the position of this person about me, but I didn't get the chance. So it keeps nagging at you. So introspection for me, why is it there? Where is it coming from? Has been of great help. Gosh. I have a group of girls. They're called the Bubbles. And we do this as often as we can. We think of things that allow us to be, in fact, we say allow us to be just girls. Without the momness, without the wifeness, without the, businessness. You just want to go somewhere. You can be silly, stupid, do stuff, and then you have your girls around you, so whatever you do, they're there. We say leave no man behind. It doesn't matter. And it takes about maybe a few days, 7 days. And the first time we did it, I felt so guilty, but after that, I was so energized for so long. So we try and do it every so often. And it doesn't have to be big places. You can just go to Kajiado here and lock yourself for 3-4 days, or go for a hike with them. Just that space to just be a girl again. That's what I say. Be a girl again. Yeah, that's for me self-love.